Through the Vote, and you're listening to American Patriots Radio with Jason W. Hoyt.
Welcome back to American Patriots Radio. My name is Jason W. Hoyt. You can learn about the radio show at jasonwhoyt.com. It's jasonwhoyt.com. If you want to be part of the program, give us a call, 407-482-3776. It's 407-482-3776. Now, I want to introduce you to a couple of local heroes of the Tea Party movement here in Central Florida. But they couldn't show up, so I invited Clyde and Ron. I'm going to do this each week, about 10:30 a.m. I'm going to feature some local Tea Party heroes. Each week we're going to do this. And not just here in Central Florida, but there's a lot of folks to highlight. But in my travels, I've been kind of in a unique position where I've been able to go around the country and meet a lot of different people who are doing the hard work in this great awakening. So I will be, over time, featuring them every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. But these guys started the West Orlando Tea Party. You can learn more about them at westorlandoteaparty.com or .org. Or you guys got both?
Org.
You got .org.
.org.
Well done. westorlandoteaparty.org. First, I'm going to go to Ron McCoy because he and his wife Laura started this organization. Ron, give me a little bit of your story there. What was that point? What was your Tea Party moment? I mean, we all talk about we're watching news, we got tired of throwing our shoes at the TV. What was that moment like for you?
Well, I'm going to interfere.
I can't hear. Just so you guys know, I can't hear Ron.
With Ron, first of all, we need to congratulate you.
Yeah.
We need to congratulate you on this program, on the amazing content that we think you're going to deliver. And I think also what we're going to find is that your show will be a true testimony to the fact that they'll give a radio show to anyone with a heartbeat.
The congratulation comes next week if I get invited back.
Yeah, and actually, I'm just kidding. The movement knows you barely have a heartbeat, so we're both happy to be here. And when they get the mics fixed for Ron, we will let him join us.
All right, Ron McCoy, you want to interrupt that? That'd be outstanding if you could. Ron, tell me a little bit of your story there. I got nothing over here. I can't hear him. Okay, back to you, Clyde. I don't know if that's going out over the air or not, but Clyde, tell me about your the awakening. Actually, how did it happen for Ron? Because obviously you told the story so many different
times. Here's what's interesting. Ron and Laura McCoy are just amazing patriots. They're great folks. And Heather, my wife, and I were talking about forming a Tea Party in the West Orange County area. And I'm reading the local newspaper, and I see this picture of this couple who the caption for the photo was Windermere couple starts Tea Party in West Orange County.
Wow!
So I'm say to Heather, look at this. There's already some guys who are already forming a Tea Party. We really don't have to do it. Let's just see if we can't find them. And so we went through some process to try to locate them. There weren't any contact. There was no contact information. So I finally got a hold of Ron, and just delightful people and amazing patriots. So we had a meeting in a little restaurant. There were 6 of us when the West Orlando Tea Party was originally in concept form.
It started with 6.
6, right. And what's interesting about the 6 people who started is that they had, frankly, all the same basic premises in place. They were all very interested in making a difference.
Yeah.
Nothing special about any of us. We were all just regular Joes who had a great passion to try to make a difference. And so we started the West Orlando Tea Party with 6 people, some time ago. Now we're a few years in. We've got almost 2,800 people now involved, and we've held an amazing number of events. Our first event was in August of 2010,
right,
when we hosted out in a cornfield out in West Orange County at the what was the name of
Foundation
the
Academy?
Foundation Academy.
Yeah.
We held there were 322 people running for the District 8. Actually, there's only eight candidates running for the District 8 Republican primary, congressional primary. So Ron and I got together. We said we need to do something. We need to debate, and we were fortunate enough to get Bud Hedinger to get involved with us. And we put on an event. We put over 1,000 people into this place. It was pouring rain. And it was our first major event, and it was a great success. And ever since then, we've done an event with Dick Morris. We've been very active in all the Tax Day Tea Party events. And
Right.
I'm going to let Mike, let Ron have access to the mic and let him comment as well. So,
Yeah, Ron, what was that moment like for you and Laura? I mean, you're at home and you're watching the news, you're frustrated. What was that like? I mean, because what I'm trying to do here is really to illustrate that it's regular, everyday people that take that leap, that take that plunge and say, I've got to do something.
It was the Scott Brown moment when Scott Brown got elected to try and stop Obamacare, and then he went ahead and passed it anyway. I looked at my wife and said, if they can do that, they can do anything.
Right.
I said, what can we do? So I learned about the Tea Party, decided, I looked at her, I says, I want to start a Tea Party.
So you're talking about 2010.
2010. I was a year late. I was late on the scene, but I realized I had to do something.
Absolutely. I mean, we had stuff going on in Central Florida, but the fact that you did more of a regional one, I think, is a great move. I'd love for across Central Florida for more neighborhood organizations to start. And one thing that I find is there are some people out there, when you say there's 2,800 members involved, we know how the numbers go, how many people come to meetings to take that leap, and then they come to the volunteer efforts on the weekends. We know how those numbers break down.
We know we can always count on at least 4 or 5 people to show up for stuff. If you have 2,800, you can get a lot of folks to show up.
We had Alan Grayson also as far as a motivating factor. When
Absolutely.
you have Alan Grayson as your congressman, it tends to make you want to, do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, so that moment, I mean, you just said, okay, I'm going to have a meeting. You had 6 people there. Are those same 6 people? I got to
Actually,
ask.
he's lying. We had about 150 people. It was standing room only for our first meeting. We were blown away. So
I wasn't talking about the meeting. By the way, we don't get along, and I don't even like him. I just want to go on record. I feel forced.
So when Clyde gives you a call that first time, because he reads it in the paper and he says, "Wow, there's a couple who." How much do you regret answering that call when Clyde?
Now I really regret it at the time. No, I'm all kidding aside.
Yeah.
Clyde actually got me fired up. I looked at my wife. I go, this guy is a marketing guy. He's passionate. He's just like us. I said, this thing is going to be huge.
Yeah, and Clyde, your story, 38 years in D.C., you left there to...
Yeah, I was a D.C. guy. I lived in Northern Virginia.
And we still talk to him.
Ran businesses and was involved in an entrepreneurial world, but also I did a little political stuff. You can't be in D.C. and not be political.
Right.
But it got near the end. It got very, very busy, and I decided. My wife and I decided we had a new baby. We'd come to Florida. We'd move to Florida, and we'd enjoy life. We'd play golf, and we'd play with the baby and swim in the pool and do all those wonderful things.
Yeah.
And then Obama got elected, and it's been just downhill ever since.
Right. So that's when you took that leap. And
took the leap, got with Ron, and the thing that's most important for your listeners to understand is that you really don't have to be a genius, or you don't have to have any experience to bring the passion of your convictions to the movement. Whether you decide you want to open a specific group in a specific geographic region, or whether you just want to get involved, because every group, our group, there's the East Side Tea Party on east side of town. There's the Eastern Orlando Tea Party as well. There are plenty of opportunities to express yourself, to commit your passion to the effort.
And the point is that
out.
you guys are not big paid politicos with tons of history, and you're big paid consultants and all. You're just regular folks.
Well, the key word in that is paid.
Right.
There's not a lot of paid
you
going
haven't
on.
gotten your Halliburton check yet?
No. And what's interesting, I think you and I have always joked about this. I said, we said, you know how you can accumulate $1 million worth of wealth in the Tea Party movement?
Right.
You start with $2 million.
Right.
And that's how you can accumulate that kind of wealth. But Ron and I, neither of us had that money. But what we did have was a driving desire, a conviction to make a difference. And Ron and his lovely wife, Laura, bright gal, and a handful of other folks got together, and we made it happen.
Yeah.
And one thing I just want to add real quick, and one of the things that drives me to this day, your kids cannot vote. If they're young children, I have 3 kids.
Right.
The debts that are being accumulated today will be paid by them.
Right.
And they can't vote. So
and
who's
you're
going to
talking
fight
about
for them?
and you're talking about the kids. That's a perfect segue. It's almost like you planned it. We have Dr. Tom Trevisani coming up next with the 1830 Project. You're going to want to hear about what he is working on. He's doing an outstanding job. He is our sponsor this half hour of the 1830project.org. Thanks, guys, for being here. You're heroes.
Thank you. Great job.
Great to be here. Congratulations.